and Communist Party of China Xi Jinping. Rubio made the comments after a meeting with his Chinese counterpart in Malaysia at the ASEAN summit. NTD's Daniel Monahan has that, plus details of Rubio's meeting today with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov.
Secretary Rubio called the talks with Chinese counterpart Wang Yi very constructive, but says the two sides still have issues to resolve.
And that's to be expected with countries of our size and scope and influence in the world, two global powers such as the United States and China. But I thought it was a very constructive and positive meeting and gave us some things we can work on together.
Rubio says the odds of a Trump-Xi meeting are high and believes both sides want to see it happen.
Obviously, we have to build the right atmosphere and the right deliverables so that a visit isn't just a visit, but it actually has some takeaways from it that are concrete.
The Secretary of State says the countries have to be able to interact with one another despite any differences.
I think the Chinese position on Taiwan has been expressed. I don't think it's a mystery to anyone in terms of where they stand on it. And our position has also been expressed pretty openly.
The meeting comes amid escalating friction globally over new tariffs imposed by the U.S. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Rubio held more talks on Friday on the sidelines of the ASEAN foreign ministers meeting in Malaysia.
Yes, we discussed the Ukraine crisis, and we reaffirmed our position stated by President Putin. And he reiterated this position once again during the call with President Trump on July 3rd.
The talks followed a 50-minute meeting between the two diplomats in Kuala Lumpur on Thursday. President Trump says he plans to make a major statement on Russia on Monday. Trump earlier expressed frustration with Russian President Vladimir Putin due to the lack of progress on peace with Ukraine and Russia's intensifying bombardment of Ukrainian cities. Turning to tariffs, Rubio said today he was not concerned that U.S. tariffs could create an opening for China to be seen as a stable economic partner.
I don't agree with that assessment. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the United States has built these tremendous trade imbalances over the last 30 or 40 years. It's unfair to American and American workers and American, in addition to threaten our industrial capacity. Trade needed to be revisited. The president campaigned on that, and that's what he's doing.
Rubio says the U.S. is seizing the opportunity to reset global trade in a way that's fair for Americans after 2 or 3 decades of unfairness.
So I understand if you had a deal where you were running these huge trade deficits with the United States and exporting a lot to the U.S. and built your economy around exports, but had very little import or very little economic activity coming in from the United States, I understand why you don't want that to change.
The United States this week announced new tariffs on many Asian countries, including 25% on Japan, South Korea, and Malaysia. Daniel Monahan, NTD News.
Trade tensions continue to dominate headlines this week. President Trump announced yesterday he's imposing